Featherweight bout here. Norma Dumont coming in at -140 against Chelsea Chandler, sitting at +140. Over under 2.5 rounds, -200 for the over, +200 for the under. Chelsea Chandler coming off her debut where she got a win over Yulia Stoliarenko. Norma Dumont 4-1 in her last 5, and she's looked fairly decent against her competition. Though, I mean, the competition in the featherweight division is pretty much non-existent because it's not really a division, but there's been fights in that division. She's kind of had to look for fighters to come up from 135 to fight her at 145 because she hasn't really been able to make 135 before, and it's probably just not even a possibility. The wins over Carol Rosa, Danielle Wolf, lost to Macy Chason, win to Aspen Ladd. Those are all within the past 2 years. So, I mean, the wins aren't that great, and the losses to Chason is it's okay, I guess. But you know, we're talking women's featherweights here, and it's about as greasy as it gets. Chelsea Chandler, she looked very awful at the beginning of the fight against Yulia Stoliarenko, but then she found a way to like flip the script, and she started tagging her on the feet a little bit. She has, I mean, she's from Stockton, California. She trains with at Nate Diaz's gym. So she has a very similar style to those guys. And if you watch her on the feet, she looks like a Nate Diaz when she's striking.
She does.
It's crazy. Like literally southpaw, the same type of boxing. And she's going to throw caution to the wind on the feet to you. And I'm looking at this one. Like, I think she presents a little bit more of a problem on the feet as far as pressure goes. Norma Dumont striking has looked a little bit better as she's been in the UFC, but the pressure of Chandler might be too much. Kind of like a Nate Diaz, like he's going to pressure you and he's going to make you fight. And if she does get it to the ground, Norma's probably got the better like throws. Like if they get in the clinch, I think Norma's probably going to throw her. And that's literally what Yulia did. She got her to the ground once in the first round of the fight, and then she tried to do it again. Chelsea Chandler ended up on top and then just took her and mountain pounded her out. So you also got to take into account there that Stoliarenko is going down to 125, which her last fight was at 145, which is like, okay, the size difference is obviously there. Norma's a solid 145er. I'm going to go dog or pass to this one again. It's just like, it's women's MMA, featherweights. I think Chandler had a solid performance in her debut. I'm willing to take a chance on her. And Norma is like, we kind of know what we're going to get with Norma. If Chandler does have a higher ceiling and she's the dog, I'm willing to take it at this point. But, you know, don't get too invested either way. I'll take her for the pick. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just another greasy one, man. I mean, Chelsea Chandler, you alluded to it, looks like Nate Diaz on the feet out there, you know, with that southpaw. She's almost like reaching in sideways, like with her body completely sideways, trying to come over the top with that little right hand. She's like touching you, but she throws a straight left down the pipe that was landing pretty good against Stoliarenko. And she landed with some heat too, especially early on in that fight. Norma Dumont, she just poses, you know, hardly any threat to finish a fight. Like, I don't know if we've seen her finish a fight in the UFC. We've seen her be finished by Megan Anderson, but outside of that, she's not really she's not going to go out there and knock anybody out or submit anybody that we've seen. Whereas Chelsea Chandler, obviously with that left hand, is dangerous, and we saw her get taken down by Yulia Stoliarenko. I think Stoliarenko went for like an armbar, and Chelsea Chandler was pretty wise to it and flipped right on top and landed some good ground and pound. Like, she's aggressive, and I like the aggressive style that she kind of implements against these girls. She wants to go out there. She wants to scrap. I think Norma Dumont wants to kind of fight her way to decisions. Chandler wants to go out there and hurt you. So for that reason, in women's MMA, I'm going to take Chelsea Chandler for that reason exactly. I think she goes out there. Norma Dumont's kind of looked a little lackadaisical, I guess. Not, you know, she doesn't really she's not like a sharp fighter. And I think Chandler could pose some problems to her with the pressure and with the striking. So I'm going to take her. And she's strong, man. Chandler's strong.
Yeah.
You can tell she's very physical.
She looks like a dog, too. She looks like she'll go out there and fight for your money. So
yeah, exactly.
I'll take her.